Maybe you guys have watched one of my latest videos about the Greenlight 1/64 scale trucks that were released last year. I'm pleased to announce that these have been released again for 2015, and you should be finding these in your local stores that sell Greenlight. We've got three in the first series. One is the International Durastar Flatbed, black with blue flames. The other is the beverage truck, painted in all red, and that's a full metal casting. And finally, a police version of the flatbed. The most noticeable difference from last year's model is just the packaging. Quite a difference here. We went from pretty much a international Durastar exclusive type packaging to a more generic HD trucks, standing for heavy duty. The castings are the same quality, different paint jobs. But I do believe that in future releases that this heavy duty trucks classification will allow for maybe some different models other than just the International Durastar with various backs such as the flatbeds and the tow trucks and the beverage truck. On the back of these handsome packages is a nice display of the first Series 1, all three vehicles. And you can see that there is going to be more series to follow, most likely, because it does have Series 1 written on the side. So it will be exciting to see what Greenlight releases for these heavy-duty truck series in the months to come. If you've ever sniffed a brand new Hot Wheel out of the package and smelled that brand new paint smell, which is quite addictive to some of us collectors, just wait until you crack one of these International Durastars painted in a lot of red shiny paint. Oh boy. Just as I was about to discard the packaging for this freshly cracked beverage truck, look what I noticed that's behind this HD Trucks emblem here. There's an actual truck, a full truck hiding behind it. Looks like a big old Volvo. Which makes me wonder, is the packaging going to change, perhaps? Is this a future proofing of it? If nothing else, you get a really cool little two-dimensional front of a truck. How neat is that? Mind you, it's not 1/64 scale. Or is it all in the reference? So I've got all three Greenlight trucks opened and out of their package. I have to commend Greenlight once again. Quality has remained high on all of these vehicles. There's been no change that I can see between this year's and last year's models. Sometimes manufacturers will find ways to cheapen them up, but I haven't seen anything that indicates that sort of thing happening here. The only issue I had, and this is not Greenlight's fault, but I had a package that came squashed from the seller that I bought online, and it crushed one of these delicate mirrors off of the truck. But it is repairable, especially since I've opened it. Yeah, I have it out of the package, and that's going to be an easy little dab of glue to fix that up. But it does go to show you one point. These probably aren't the best toys for small or young children, unless they are extremely well behaved with their toys. They probably won't last all that long and could generate some small parts. But I don't think that that is the market these things were geared for anyway, so that's probably not of concern. But I have to say, with the attractive packaging that they come in, very colorful, it's going to be eye-catching in some of the larger stores. Maybe perhaps a parent that doesn't realize how delicate these are and that they are geared towards probably more of a collector market than a play market might see them as very cool toys, which they could be, just they might get broken. Anyways, getting back to the point, you can see nice big mostly metal casting. They do have a plastic chassis, 3-part wheel and axle. We've got real dualies on the back. The flatbed is got a very nice paint job on it with those blue white faded flames, the chrome cargo boxes. Keep in mind these do not have any moving parts on them. There's no opening hoods or anything like that. These back ramps do not tilt, and this bottom tire catcher is actually formed one piece as well, so it doesn't function either. But that's okay. These are at the price point. I don't think you can ask for a whole lot more given the detail that we're seeing on these, and I think that's where Greenlight is going with this series, is to keep them affordable so that collectors are not out of pocket a lot of money, and allowing collectors to amass a relatively large collection because of the price point. So for instance, if these were, you know, $30–40 a piece, you certainly wouldn't be buying all three of them, or maybe not even one of them. And just to show an example here is the 2013 model of the Greenlight Rollback. No change between all vehicles. All the parts that were metal are still metal. The only difference that I've noticed, and it is a small one, is that the screws on the bottom that held these wheels together used to be a Phillips model star head screw, which would be easy for customizers to take apart, whereas now they've gone to this kind of strange manufactured 3-point screw, so not quite as easy for collectors to take apart unless you have the special tools or find a way of doing that, because that is not a standard screwdriver in most people's arsenal. And finally, just to give a demonstration of the scale, these are 1/64 scale. Here is a 1/64 scale Greenlight Crown Victoria on the back of the Chicago Police version. And I also pulled out a Hot Wheels Mercedes 380 SEL, which is, you know, roughly 1/64 scale, and both look equally at home and perfectly scaled on these vehicles. So once again, awesome little Greenlight collection I highly recommend.